It starts with what I presume to be the Meckley family, messing around with their camera. The dad telling off his sons, what have you. On the third or fourth shot, there's just static, followed by another shot taken at night by the dad. He's filming his patio, and his wife is standing outside the open French window, peering into the shadows at the bottom of their very large garden. The dad calls her to come back in. Then at first, she doesn't respond, but after a while, she comes back in. They put down the camera, unaware that it's still filming, and go upstairs. The dad comes back downstairs to make some coffee. You can hear him making it in the kitchen. The kitchen door, a few feet away and just visible, is open. You can also see the French windows, with the curtain drawn back. And something is moving about on the lawn. The dad comes back into the living room. I'm guessing it's the living room. Certainly looks like one anyway, and sees the camera is recording. He goes in front of it and is about to turn it off when one of the kids upstairs screams. He steps aside, grabbing the camera and revealing the gap in the curtains which he was covering. Something black is visibly darting up the French windows and out of sight. The dad, who has clearly seen this, swears and begins to run upstairs, saying stuff like, "What the fuck was that?" as he runs up the steps. He finds his wife clutching her baby daughter in her bedroom, their two sons standing outside their rooms, and shattered glass spilling from under the bathroom door. The bathroom is apparently directly above the French windows downstairs. The dad turns off the camera as he reaches for the doorknob. Then there are several silent shots taken inside the bathroom. A rune-like shape has been carved out of the window's glass, and the cameraman, presumably the dad, has had to step over the discarded glass to get in, as the final shot in this sequence reveals. The next shot appears to be a week or so later, with no dates on the footage and no reference to what happened. The couple are filming a walk around Brickenwell's church. They talk for a while. Under the Vicar comes out of his cottage and tells them to go away at least. They walk off and film the sunset. The footage then switches to late at night. The camera is perched above the glove compartment, directly in front of the windscreen. The dad is driving late at night with the camera filming the road. No cars pass by at all, apart from one nearing the end of the journey. And on the way there, the dad talks about going to the police, quote, down the road from here, about the strange events he's been experiencing. He tells us that only one of the events, the second most recent, has been captured on camera. I presume this is the one with the rune cut out of the window. He also mentions an unusual presence hanging over the village, and his children begin to wet their beds again, like they did when they were little. It is at this point when the creature runs in front of the car. And to describe it, it is a black wolf-like shape, bounding across in front of the headlights, barely visible for more than a second before it reaches the far side of the road. The dad shouts, "Holy shit!" at the top of his lungs, and the car pulls over dangerously fast. The dad gets out leaving the door open and the camera inside, and stands in front of the car, looking around for a while. The wing mirror is visible, as the dad moved the camera to the left as he got out, and for a split second, something black is clearly shown in the mirror. The dad, hearing a noise, turns around, swearing as he sees something we can't, and gets back inside the car, driving away hastily. The next shot is inside the police station he mentioned he was heading for. 2 policemen are getting inside his car, and he follows. They realize the camera is filming and ask him to turn it off, which he does. The next shot is the following day. The policemen have apparently stayed overnight, and the mum, I'm British and this footage was filmed in Britain, is filming the garden whilst the dad is audible in the background, talking about a quote-unquote black thing to the policeman. The mum is unaware that in the fields over the fence, a guy with a blood-stained leg limps past. As the mum is about to stop filming, a black thing in the grass prowls in the direction the limping guy was headed. Then there's the second to last shot. The dad, mum, and the 2 police officers are filming the fields when they find a dead guy in the grass. They find the rune that was carved in the grass carved on his back. The policeman demands that the dad give them the camera so that they can film a detailed shot of the body. The dad hears an unnatural scream from the woods by the field, and against the policeman and his wife's advice, he runs after it. The policemen, who have now been given the camera, follow him until they eventually lose sight of him. And the final shot is just over 2 minutes long. They're calling out to the dad, and his faint, terrified shouts are audible, although it's not clear what he's saying. The shouts stop after the first 30 seconds, and then something big and black is visible in the distance. The policemen have clearly seen this, and they grab the camera, fleeing in the opposite direction. The policeman holding the camera falls over, and the camera is damaged, meaning that the footage becomes incredibly bad, quickly descending into static. However, a black wolf-like figure leaping past the camera is just about viewable as the footage ends. The footage stops just as the other police officer begins to scream.